Hi, Colin Sandy from Sandy Audiovisual again. Just wanted to do a real quick thing here with the back of this Vaddio. You'll see here it has the network with PoE Plus connection. And that is the only video connection on this save the HDMI. Also notice there's a little screw there for the HDMI, so you can use those locking HDMI connectors, but what you usually see at the back, a whole bunch of different control things. It does uses another RJ45 here for RS232 if you need to do some analog control. But the back is very, very simple. Network port, which we're using here for power and for NDI. You must use this cable for power. Again, it comes with, right here, a power injector, right? So, this will always be your sole power port, and you can either get your video out through NDI or through HDMI. Now, let's take a little walk through the mess. All right, quick here, I wanted to compare it to, there we go, the NewTek PTZ camera. And I have a real one, but it's easier to do the markup here. You'll notice that the NewTek's NDI camera has a 3G SDI output, as well as, again, a locking HDMI output and NDI. And again, I'll mention this, the NDI HX, right? This also does PoE. Right, so it's also PoE, but again, it has a dedicated 12-volt DC power in. You'll also notice that it has an audio in, and this is a line level audio input over a 3.5 millimeter connection. If you remember the old Sony 8-pin DIN connection for the RS232 control, and you have an in here and you have a loop out if you want to daisy chain these. And you also have an RS422 connection here if you need a longer run, and then your various configuration switches for IR control, etc. Right? And, that's always convenient, a Kensington lock. So to compare it to the Vaddio, you'll see that you have a lot more options. Someone like, you didn't circle that. USB port, and that's really just for firmware updates. So if you need what NewTek likes to call baseband video, 3G SDI, that's roughly 3 gigabits per second video, then, well, it has an SDI connection. The biggest difference between the connectivity, I believe, other than there's a whole bunch of connections on the back of the NewTek, this camera, the NewTek version, is that the NDI here is NDI HX, which you can deliver over a very robust wireless network. It's a more compressed version than the full NDI. The Vaddio camera uses the full NDI, which, in my opinion, gives it better picture quality over the NDI connection. But of course, you have the option of running SDI, 3G SDI, in fact, so you can get full 1080p 60 out of the NewTek camera. All right, so I just wanted to point that out. The main distinction between the two cameras is, I think, really the glass. I think the glass is better on the NewTek camera, and I think the color processing and the image processing with regards to its NDI signal is better on the Vaddio camera. As far as weight, similar. The Vaddio camera is a little smaller. and it has a little less glass, but they're two very good, probably maybe different roles, but two very good NDI cameras. I just wanted to point out the distinctions here on, of course, the connections. All right, again, this is Colin Sandy from Sandy Audiovisual. As a disclaimer, SAV sells new tech gear, including this, including the Vaddio line, the Marshall variant of this, and roughly 2,500 other brands, and of course the hundreds of devices within those brands. So there you go. Thanks for watching.